Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda if you are new here. We are going to be doing an updated Q&A. I asked you guys over on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. I'm pretty active on my Instagram. And I asked you guys to ask me some questions here on the community page as well. So thank you for asking some questions for this updated Q&A. I like to do these from time to time, but it has been a while. I got a lot of questions that I've already previously answered about weight loss and about my opinion on certain diets and things like that. So check out my older Q&As because a lot of those questions are in those Q&As. So I'm only going to be answering new questions that I haven't already answered before. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out so much. Comment down below and subscribe. I would love to have you here if you're not already subscribed. So I'm just going to jump right into these questions I have on my phone. The first one, and the reason why I'm answering this is because it got lots of likes, so I guess a lot of you guys want to know what I would choose. But if every food was 0 bites for one day, what would you eat that day? If everything was 0 bites, if I could have anything, it'd be sushi probably, and french fries. So sushi and french fries. Most of these questions revolve around the lifestyle of getting healthy and being your best self. What's next? When on a weight loss journey, there feels to be so much purpose and something every day to work towards. What are your plans for your channel and life once you achieve everything that you've been working so diligently for? So when I lose all of my weight, I think about not gaining it back. So basically that's going to be what my channel is probably about, is maintenance and how I've gotten to where I came from at 300 pounds and how I've lost all the weight. So I'll be sharing maintenance, I'll be sharing recipes still, I'll be sharing everything that I share now pretty much, because once you lose the weight, it's not like you can just go back to the way you were previously before you started your journey. You have to always maintain that lifestyle. That's why they say it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, because it's not like a quick fix that you can just do and then stop doing. So basically that's what I am going to my channel is going to be involving a lot of that, a lot of just my life and what's currently going on, maybe fertility, maybe my pregnancy, if we're lucky enough to get pregnant, and kids, my house, just everything, just my life. Like, this channel isn't really just strictly what I eat. I try to incorporate a lot of things and just my journey with weight loss and maintaining that. So that's what my channel will be geared towards. And also one day me and Joy definitely want to open a business up together. I'm hoping one day we can. I have a few ideas, but I know I need some more practice and need some more time and growth, and then maybe you guys will see that journey for me and Joey opening our own business one day. What's your opinion on excess skin removal surgery, and is that something you think you might do in the future? 100% yes, I will get excess skin removal surgery. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong if you don't want to do it. It's your body, your decision. I definitely want to get it done. I have so much lower belly, like that's where I carry all of my weight, and it's just genetics because my parents also carry their weight on their lower stomach. So I just have a lot of weight there, and I know when I lose weight there's just going to be so much skin hanging down and it's going to be really uncomfortable for me. So yeah, I 100% will get skin removal, and I will definitely document that one day down the road whenever that happens. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? No restrictions, obviously. If I could go anywhere, it would be Korea, Australia, and Europe. Those would be my 3 places. Korea, because that is my background. My dad is half Korean. My grandma's full Korean. I love Korean food. That's where I learned how to cook, is from my grandma. So yeah, I would like to get more of that heritage in Korea. Australia, because I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I've always wanted to go there to the beaches, like near Byron Bay. I just think the water is just so pretty, and I don't know why I love Australians. I just think I don't know, I like the way they live their life, and I would like to visit Australia. And then Europe, of course, because the food and the scenery and the culture. Yeah, I would love to go to Europe. What made you want to start your channel? And if your channel was about your journey, I think is what she meant, wasn't about your journey, what would it be about? If you could drive the RV anywhere right now, where would you and your family go? So I started my channel because I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel and document my journey for myself, and I knew that it would be a great way to connect with other people and help inspire people. I've always been that person that wants to connect with people, even since I was young. So I just knew right away that YouTube was going to be a great thing for me. If I didn't have it revolving around mostly food and recipes and weight loss, I honestly don't know what it would be about. I've tried to have YouTube channels before when we lived in our previous RV and we kind of remodeled it. but it just, I wasn't passionate enough about it, so it didn't really go anywhere. So I honestly don't think I would even have a YouTube channel if it wasn't for this like topic. If we could go anywhere, honestly, it'd probably just be the beach. We don't want to drive this RV like anywhere too far. So I think they have some RV parks near us, kind of near us, like 2 hours away, that you can just like drive up on the beach and stay. That would be so much fun. And I wish we could do that, but we live in this full time. We would have to take so much of our stuff out of the RV, and we don't just have the storage for that. So we just stay here, we're stationary, and we really don't travel at all. Do you have any type of depression? And if so, how do you stay on track when in a low place? This is a really great question, because I was just like, I think it was last week, the beginning of last week, for like 5 days, I was on my period, and I always get very low, like every month. And it's so funny because I know that's what triggers my depression and my hormones to be out of whack, and I literally can't get out of bed. I cry, I can't do anything. I get really negative, and it's gotten pretty bad as I gotten older. But I recently actually started writing in my notes. So I wrote, personal message to myself that every month this happens. You're not crazy. It's gonna pass. Like, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel happy again. And I read that literally every day. So that's a great tip, you guys. Like, seriously, write notes to yourself when you know you're gonna, if it's that time of the month and you know you're gonna get to that low place. Write yourself notes, even if it's not related to the time of the month. Just in general, writing yourself notes, telling yourself like, this is a struggle, it sucks, but it's gonna pass. You're gonna come out of it. I've always dealt with depression, even as a child. I can remember having struggles with depression as a young kid. I went through some pretty traumatic things as a child. I've talked about that before, but with sexual abuse when I was very young, and I remember going to counseling and talking about it. As I got older, I kept compressing those feelings and turned to drugs and alcohol. So I went through that, and then got off that, and went through depression then, and I've always struggled with it. But I've learned ways to deal with it and cope with it and accept it and not avoid those feelings and just let them happen instead of, hiding them, and things kind of get worse when you do that. Also, counseling definitely has helped me so much. I've learned so much through going to see my counselor. So yeah, I hope that you have access to counseling, and I hope you can find ways to cope with your depression if you're going through it. I will leave some hotlines. I've actually personally have called these hotlines before, and they were very helpful just to talk to someone. And check the description box, because I'll leave some information for you guys that I have found very helpful. How do you accept your Fupa? I have one, and it bothers me a lot, especially when I wear jeans to work and when I work out. Do you feel like you are more hungry than usual after you work out? How do you deal with that? Okay, so I accept my Fupa in a way, like, I don't like it, but it's a part of my body, and I know most all women have either a small one or a big one, and I always think to myself, when I'm walking out and about, like, are people really looking at it? Are people really looking at me and judging me, or is it just in my head? The way to turn that around is like, they're really thinking about themselves more, just like you're thinking about yourself right now. Like, oh, I don't like my Fupa, and you're worrying about that. That's what other people are worrying about. They're self-conscious about other things, their nose, their arms, their belly, their whatever, whatever it is. People most likely are thinking about themselves. They're not really thinking about you. And if they are they really gonna like tell you or say something to you? Most likely not. And if they do, that is just a horrible person that has really bad issues. So yeah, I just go about it like it is what it is. I have to accept it. It's there. Even when you try to hide it, like, you can still at certain angles, you know that it's there. So I just don't even care anymore, and I know that it won't always be there. If I work hard and keep losing weight, it gets smaller and smaller. So that's just kind of what I think about. You just have to accept it and know that most likely people aren't even thinking about it. Yes, I definitely get more hungry after workouts, especially cardio. I get pretty hungry. And usually I just make a big protein shake because protein's really good for after workouts. It keeps you full, it's hydrating, it's cold. And then I make sure I really load up on protein for dinner with lots of veggies, because you can have an abundance of veggies for very low in calories to keep you nice and full. Add a little bit of sauce if veggies are kind of boring. You can add just a little bit of sauce, it goes a long way. Add some good seasoning and then load up on those veggies, and I promise it works. If you really want to, you know, keep working out but then after not waste it away by eating so many calories, definitely go the veggie route, big veggie route, and like a nice protein, whether it's fish, beef, or chicken. How did you and Joey meet? Joey is my husband if you're new here, and we actually met in middle school. We became best friends in middle school and then dated in the very beginning of freshman year, but then of high school. But we broke up a million times. And then we broke up for a long period of time, I think over the span of like 3 years, and dated other people. I was in a pretty serious relationship for those 3 years, and he dated a little bit throughout those 3 years. We have had other relationships, but we always remained friends. We never really hated each other. Like, it wasn't like he was like this horrible ex or I was this horrible ex. I think we just both knew we needed time to grow and try other relationships out. We changed so much. I mean, we were 13 years old when we first met. We wanted different things as we got older. Both went through some different struggles where we just needed time away from each other. But then in the end, once we grew up and got, I don't know, I think it was good that we were in other relationships because we really got to see the value of each other, and I think that was really healthy for us. And I'm really happy that I had other relationships because it really made me appreciate like the love and patience that Joey has, because I'm not easy to be with, but either is he. So yeah, we met in middle school. Do you want children? Yes, me and Joey both want children so much. I've shared this before in previous videos about our issues with fertility and trying to get pregnant. We've been trying for a pretty long time, but we've actually taken a break and stopped stressing so much over it, especially for me personally. It became a lot. So, and another big reason for my depression. So yeah, we definitely do want children, and we are working on that, and I will eventually share a little bit more about our fertility journey once we kind of get into it. The time is coming up. Why do you have so many tattoos? Just curious. I honestly just love tattoos. I always have. I've always found people with the tattoos very attractive, and for me personally, I just think I look better with them, and I just enjoy them. I think they're beautiful. Like when I look at my arms, I'm like, yes, this is how I should look. Like, this is me. And then if I look at like where it's bare, I'm like, where are the tattoos? Like, I want them there. They're really fun, and I really like them, and I'm not worried at all about regretting them. I've had tattoos, like I have one from when I was like 15 or 16. I still don't even regret it. I do want to get some covered up, and that's the beauty of tattoos. You can always get them covered up into something different, which I think is a great thing. And there's always tattoo removal if you really, really don't like them, but I don't ever see that in my future. I will be an old lady with lots of tattoos. This is a really good question. Do you struggle being confident in the bedroom? So I have in the past been self-conscious, and I have moments where I still am. And honestly, this is just an adult conversation. We're all adults here. But what really works for me is I voice to Joey. I communicate with Joey. And I let him know when he compliments me or tells me things during our time together in the bedroom. When he compliments me, it helps me so much. It just boosts my self-esteem, and I get it out of my head, like, oh, I wonder what I look like, or oh, like I can't do this because I feel this way. So it might be awkward at first bringing it up to your partner, but I promise you he'll enjoy it and you'll enjoy it, and it'll help you so much more being confident in the bedroom. And over time it gets a lot better, but I still have days where I'm just not feeling too great, and I feel a little self-conscious, but overall it's improved so much, and it's mostly like in my head, and I have to, you know, get that out of my head and focus on other things. So yeah, I love those questions. What's one of you and Joey's favorite things to do for a date night, date day? We love our date days. I usually like to like go on a walk with him somewhere different, and then come back and like we're all hot and we go in the pool here. I love that. And then we like make lunch together. That's like a free date. And then I also like to go out with him like at night. We like to go to like anywhere where there's like a restaurant on water, get oysters, live band, walk around. We love to go to like farmers markets. We like to take photos for my Instagram. That's fun. Go to the beach, walk on the beach. Our thing is we usually get lunch and then we go to like the beach where you can pull up like right on the water in your car, and we'll eat like our lunch there and we'll get in the water a little bit. That's really fun. Our dates are very important to us. I definitely need like that attention, and so does he, and we need that like a fun time together, so we definitely incorporate dates like every week. What is the biggest change you've noticed in your health since losing weight? Just my mood. My mood is so much better. I have less depression for sure. I'm more optimistic. That's what Joey says. He says you're so much more optimistic, and I could not agree more. More positive, more energy. I feel like I just glow. I don't look so like dull and sad. Like when I go and look back at my pictures and videos and like little things on my phone that I have, like I can see the sadness in my face. Like I can see like the unhealthiness, because when you just don't take care of yourself and you think all these bad things, like it just really shows on you. So overall, I just feel like I'm a more brighter person, mentally and physically. And that's like the biggest thing I've noticed. Do you ever have negative thoughts about your body? If so, how do you combat those? Of course I do. Of course I have negative thoughts. Like that's why I wanted to lose weight, because my most negative thoughts is my weight, the excess weight I have. Like I don't feel confident in that, and I don't like it, and that's okay to say. Nowadays it's like you have to be so careful what you say, because like the body positive community. So for me, I just knew being so overweight was not good for me, and I knew it because I experienced it, I felt it, and I lived it every day. So anyone who always is like, don't worry about losing weight, it's not a big deal, don't track your calories, don't diet, don't eat that, don't eat this. It's like, have you experienced though? Have you experienced being really overweight and just not being able to really live fully? I feel like they haven't, because if they have, they wouldn't say those things, you know? So just like everyone, I have very negative days, and usually how I combat that, honestly, is I just let myself feel it for a second, let myself feel that pain, and then I try to shift it and think about, okay, I don't like this, but I'm doing something about it, and that's what matters. Like I saw this quote, and it was, you don't have to be amazing to start, you have to start to be amazing. And I love that. I love that quote. I love it so much. I need to write it on a Post-it and put it on my mirror and read it every day. And I hope that you take something from it. How awesome is that quote? It's definitely so normal, and everyone goes through it. Even the most beautiful person you may think on the internet, they go through it as well. Everyone does. So yeah, you just have to journal, meditate, talk nice to yourself, say nice things, compliment yourself, and take care of yourself. That's the number one thing that's going to make you feel better, is taking care of yourself. Like truly taking care of yourself, and putting in the effort to do so. How is house hunting saving going? Any updates? Okay, so house hunting is a little bit different than what I thought it was going to be. For one, I am so confused. I don't even know what I want anymore. Like, we were looking at lots of land in the very beginning, and we were thinking of getting a house built or a manufactured home or a modular home on the land. And then we started to really think like, okay, how much land are we really going to be using? Do we really want to upkeep all of these acres? Like, is this realistic for us? And then I started to kind of shift. And then the land we were looking at was like very much in the country, and I was like, do I, you know, with my job, I like to go out, like I like to take pictures places, I like to try new restaurants, I like to go grocery shopping at like nice, different stores, not nicer stores, but different variety of stores. And like where we were looking, there was like only 2 near us, you know. I really tried to think about like long term, and then it shifted. We're like, okay, well, let's look for houses, maybe like fixer-uppers. But the market is so bad right now. For one, it's very competitive, even though the housing is so overpriced right now. Like we're going to be spending $70,000 to $80,000 more than what the house is worth. And then not only that, but they're actually selling, like houses are actually selling. So it's very competitive. And I think that people are actually buying houses from what I hear, is because it's a very low interest rate right now. But I'd rather just not spend over what the house is worth. And then we were looking at houses, and we didn't really find anything, honestly, that we loved in our budget. And then the houses that were in our budget just were fixer-uppers, but to the point where it would be like too much after we fix it. Like, it would just be too much. I don't know. You guys, I honestly just don't even know what I want anymore. I'm very confused. I'm very confused, you guys. I don't know. Let me know if you're house hunting, what you're going through, what your thoughts are, if the market's like really overpriced where you're from. So far, everyone I've talked to, they're like, do not buy a house. Like, the market is crazy. A lot of people even are saying they're moving to other states because the housing is so much cheaper. Florida is pretty pricey, on the pricier side for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Right now we're just continuing to save. If we see a house, we go tour it. You know, we've talked to people, we've looked at houses, we've looked at land, we've talked to a realtor. We've been told to actually kind of wait it out a little bit more, so that's what we're doing. I mean, if anything, it's just letting us save more. And we have our RV, we have our home. Like, this is our house for now. So yeah, I'm actually okay. I'm not as stressed because, like, I want something really good for us, and I want something that's the right thing, and I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush into anything. I've learned my lesson through that before, so yeah, we're just kind of going with the flow. I'm looking at houses though every day, sometimes a little bit too much, and looking at different locations, because that's another thing. Sorry, this is a really long answer, but we don't really quite know where we want to live. We want to live close to Joey's work, but then we don't really like the area near Joey's work that much. We want to live somewhere else closer to my family, but that's really far from Joey's work, and we don't really want him to be driving at night like 30 minutes to work. So yeah, there, that's it. That's the update. All right, I'm gonna end it on that one, you guys. And that's pretty much all of the new questions. A lot of questions that I've already answered are on my older Q&As, so definitely take a look back on my older Q&As. I answer a lot of the stuff there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A and got to know some things about me that maybe you haven't. And I will see you guys in my next video, so make sure you are subscribed. I would love to have you here. Thumbs up this video, thank you, and comment down below if you want to chat, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.